Hey everybody, welcome back to the Meek Informant. This is our coverage of the Gardner Game Knights 7 Swords Elemental Championship. As you can see on here, on this thing, I'm using my mouse, but you can't see it. Swiss Round 3. This is Swiss Round 3 of the Gardner Game Knights 7 Swords Elemental Championship. The first 2 rounds of the game, of the tournament, were lost because my computer was, I don't know.
Struggling.
Yeah, struggling. Hey, who's that?
It's Nick.
It's Nick. Hey, Nick. I didn't introduce you. Sorry.
That's all good.
Yeah, so this video is brought to you by Luxury Playstyle. Use the code LUXINFORMANT for 15% off at luxplay.com for fancy metal tokens, which you will see shortly. This is a video of Mike DeRocher on Yojin no Shiro versus Brandon Lane of both of them of the NEL5R podcast. Brandon's on Keeper of Air, Dishonor, City of the Open Hand. This was like pretty shortly after this became a thing. I think this was like right after they got the role, or pretty recently, right, Nick?
It was shortly after the changes to City of the Open Hand and a couple of other things that pushed people really off of the Control Scorpion.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3
and
weeks after the
onto
RL
this
update.
burn deck. Yeah.
Yeah. And Mike's actually on support of the Unicorn. So without further ado, let's check it out. We're trying to do something a little bit different with our card interface. So, when we preview cards, they'll pop up nice and big so you can read them.
Yep.
So speaking of which, I think these guys have already done their mulligans and everything. And we've got a Lion's Pride Brawler right off the bat, and then an immediate Bayoshi Liar. That was interesting. Lion's Pride Brawler and Bayoshi Liar core set cards, right?
Yep. Should be fairly familiar, but it basically lets Mike have free reign because Brandon has now, I believe he's gonna. Okay, yeah, he buys the Matsu Berserker and then Brandon passes. So this means he can get in the free military attack with no defense, basically.
No, our interface isn't as slick as it looks. It has a little flicker. Yeah, so pretty standard stuff. They're on 5 bids.
Yep.
Both of these guys are pretty fast. By the way, those luxury playstyle tokens we're talking about are shown on Brandon's side. He's got the Sakura Fate tokens in multicolored because he is a monster.
Yep. He has enough to where he could use one set entirely for honor and one set entirely for fade, and he chooses not to purely to bug up.
Yeah. So like we were saying, Brandon is on the Dishonor Scorpion build with backhanded compliments and display of powers and stuff like that. I think for Phoenix Splash for that. And so I think Mike knows what's up. So he's like first conflict here, fingering the air ring to see if he can maybe eke out some air.
I mean, that is like a good sign of how powerful this deck is, that he is starting at 12 honor and his first instinct is get the air ring so I don't
need more
die.
honor. The scary part though is that display of power is there, right? So if Brandon got one in his opening hand, immediately this is going to get displayed because he's got the fate.
Right, but so what it does is I don't know what Brandon is running for his restricted card. I know he's been a lot of Scorpion players have been on Fate Worse Than Death, so this means that if he Fate Worse Than Deaths the Matsu Berserker,
there's the first,
or excuse me, the LPB, then the ring doesn't go back to the middle. And that means he can't swing back with the air ring on an undefended with the Bayoshi Liar. So not a bad.
So he did defend with the Liar. Oh no, he didn't. Why? So he cut out because of the
military. Yeah.
And there it is. There's the display.
Yep. Which I think at this point is better than in 2-3 turns.
Yeah. First turn display of power is it's not bad.
Yeah, there's just a certain amount of you've got to force your opponent to have it kind of thing.
Okay, we're seeing a Meek Informant here. So his whole hand coming down. Let's hide this for a second.
Yep, couple of hand-to-hands,
Legion of
Legion of
Wands.
One.
Captive Audience.
Yep. So a lot of these cards are going to be kind of
Charge.
dead. Charge. The hand-to-hands are going to be dead just because Brandon doesn't play any attachments
Shinjo
in that
Ambusher.
deck, except for maybe Tattered Missteps. The Captive Audience is going to be, it costs an honor, so I don't think you can really play it in this matchup.
Yeah. Pretty strong normally in Lion, right? But
oh yeah. The Shinjo Ambusher is going to be gold because preventing the Upholding Authority trigger is going to be big in this matchup, although he does have a lot of dead cards right now, so maybe he doesn't care so much. But this is probably going to mean 2 more honor down for him. Depends on if Brandon goes for Earth Ring or Fire Ring. He could Fire Ring the Matsu Berserker for an extra honor ping, and then 1 for undefended. Because I don't think Mike throws the Ambusher into that fight.
yeah, I mean, it seems like Brandon's probably just going to be poking here to try and resolve the ring.
So what's he?
Water ring.
He's going water.
He wants to stand his lyre
Pil-
back up?
But
what did he hit? A pilgrimage?
Yeah, it's pilgrimage. But he has a dash military, and the lyre has 0 glory. Like, I guess it defends against a political poke.
So he hits a pilgrimage. We've got the Meek Informant.
Yeah,
oh wait, is already bowed?
To no effect.
Yeah,
they just pass.
They just went right through it. Okay.
Yep.
And
Mike
we see
is
a
down to
collector.
9. Okay.
Bayushi Collector coming down on Brandon's side, and he's going military fire.
All right.
The water ring was an odd choice.
That really does not make sense to me.
Wait, why didn't he stand his lyre?
Earth Ring there seems great. Pilgrimage canceled the ring effect.
Oh, yeah. Pilgrimage.
And here we see Mike charging in, but it gets canceled by Forged Edict. So that is Brandon's
good old Forged Edict
restricted card.
What was the province that he got on there?
That is Time of War. When it breaks, draw 3.
Wow, good on you.
Mm-hmm. Man, they are playing just super quick.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up.
Art of War. Excuse me. Art of War.
Yes, that's why I couldn't find it. The Art of War.
Yes. Yes.
And they're on to cleanup. Fading Rings.
Yeah,
wow.
They're on to the next round. So the collector's going to stick. The LPB is going to stick. Brandon's going to claim the favor with those 2 rings that he took, even without that palace. And he's now found what I think is, well, no, there's one other threat in this row, depending on what Mike's running, which is Upholding Authority. With a combo-heavy deck like Brandon's running, you really don't want to run into Upholding and have him pull like all your backhanded compliments. So he's still got some pokes to do here until he can say that, that's truly neutralized. But
I mean, is he ever really going to be not poking? Does Scorpion ever not poke?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I am definitely thinking of this from a things you want to break kind of perspective, but I guess Art of War is not a terrible one to poke if you can guarantee you're not going to kill it. And what did Mike buy there?
It's the Makoto.
Oh, that's Makoto. Okay.
Makoto.
Got it. Yep, she will kill some courtiers dead.
It's a good buy because he's all courtiers over there on that side, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Not quite as broken as Ritsugu. Very toned down.
Yep. Yeah.
You got to win the conflict. There has to be a courtier. and then you kill it, which is like most of Brandon's board.
Right. Yeah.
2/3
All
even.
3 of those are. Is
No,
is
there's a
the
fate.
liar, or excuse me, the alibi artist a?
Uh,
Well, he
the
could still.
the alibi artist is fateless, but the favored niece is not.
Right, but they're all 3 courtiers, right?
Oh yeah, I think so.
I
Favored
know
niece
favorite
is
niece and collector are. I just wasn't sure about alibi artist. I know he has
it's a
shinobi. So
shinobi. I know it is. It's a courtier shinobi.
there we go. So now that Mike knows that he's not on Fate Worse than Death, he's only one fating these characters. I'm not sure that's entirely correct.
Yeah,
Because
because then they
keeping your
just
people.
you buy them
Yeah.
and then they never get used, right? Like you
What do you
swing
mean?
in with them, they get Fate Worse than Death, and then they lose
Right.
their fate and they die.
Right. Well, but so yeah, now that he knows it's not Fate Worse than Death, he's kind of clear to one fate. But at the same time, I feel like
It's
I don't
not
know.
right. Right.
You want your characters to stick around longer because Brandon is going to dishonor them and rely on those pings when they leave play to get you down to the point where he can kill.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing is like you don't. It seems like, and I haven't really actually played a whole lot against this dishonor deck, but I've seen it in a bunch of these games that we've been commenting on. It seems like you don't want to buy anything below 3, like a 3-cost character, and then you want to fade it up.
Yeah, I think probably the best thing you can do against this dishonor deck is buy 3 drops with like 3 fate on them every turn. Just hunt for a 3 drop, put 3 fate on it, and throw it into as much as you can.
So we see a void attack with the alibi artist at a time of the Art of War.
Art of War.
Defended by
void.
Makoto. And that was at Court Games.
Yep. Interesting. Well, it's defended by the LPB, I believe. He could have Court Games himself up, but then he would have just been begging for a
mark of shame.
Yeah, mark of shame.
Yeah, it's really not a great play.
So ventures the Court Games.
Yeah.
So that dishonor token does not get applied. So he is now winning the Void Ring, which, and this is part of what I meant about, putting more fate on guys. The Void Ring is basically worth an honor here, right? Because if he can just take Makoto off the table 1 turn sooner, I mean, that character's getting dishonored one way or the other.
It should be. If it's going to leave play, Brandon should be pinging it if he can. So counter Court Games, he's like, that was a weird way of playing a card. Honoring.
And he Court Games himself up, which is interesting.
He wants to win, and then Captive Audience.
Captive.
Doing the work for him.
Yep. Yeah, that's a hard card to play here.
Losing an honor is bad. Oh, looks like I've been typing into our video again. Damn it. I always do that. So Brandon's on a break. Or has a break, right? Broken Province. Mike's so far
Makoto.
No breaks and at 6-7 honor. That is the danger zone, really. Like,
yeah, which feels crazy to say. I mean, but
Pilgrimage.
It really is. He hits Pilgrimage. That is not a great one to hit. He can Legion of One here, which would get him to 7, which 5, 6, 7, 8 would not be enough if Brandon just defends with that collector. Excuse me, with the favored niece.
Some thinking. Good old-fashioned thinking happening. Pilgrimage. He is presenting 5, so he is breaking right now. Brandon's got a couple of options. Playing out a... Oh, this is the... What is it?
Add up to Shadows.
Shadows, yeah. This was the other card the first time that I This is my second time recording this game because that's not what it is. The first time I spent a good long while trying to look up Akoto Makoto's name in Adept of Shadows, and it felt bad. So we're doing this again for you people.
Better appreciate.
Yeah. Or not. Adept of Shadows, 2 for 2. Seems good. And getting to replay it over and over again.
Yep. And actually, it helps you tank your honor.
Right. I was just thinking that like it lets you get down if you need to turn your box on.
Yep.
City of the Open Hand. It's a good one. In all of its glory.
Ooh, wow. And we even have the updated text on here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
Look at that.
What was that? So he played a challenge in the fields.
To send it home. Interesting. I mean,
That
Brandon
card,
could just pick it up and replay it, but...
I can't tell you how annoying that card is. It's very annoying.
Yeah.
I can't tell you. It's really annoying.
And the interesting thing about the Dishonor deck is you know that almost every time they're just going to bid 1 on their duels.
Right. You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't, then fine, send me home.
All right.
That so Adept of the Shadows. And a ambusher. Shinjo
That's
ambusher.
the second ambusher into 1 conflict, and it just gets assassinated. Oof. So the box is now on for the foreseeable future. And since that is Pilgrimage, he's not even going to get the ring effect.
Right. It would be good to actually proc the Earth Ring here, but nope. Just claims it.
Yep. Yeah, that is huge.
Yeah. Oh, man, I typed into the damn box again. How do I do this?
Yeah, Mike spent a lot of resources there and did not get a break. And that's...
Or even a ring effect. Oh.
Yeah, and it was a lot of it down to order, too. I mean, he had a Legion of 1 in hand, right? He could have played that first, and then the Shinjo Ambusher, and started going from there. But he went right to the Ambusher for, I don't know exactly why, but...
So why did the order matter there?
So once he played the Ambusher, he couldn't play Legion of 1 because he now had 2 participating
games. Just bad sequencing, right?
Yep.
That's a mistake that I would make, Mike, if you're watching.
And
I know you're watching.
He just lost an undefended air ring, and now he's this is what we were talking about. He went from 7 honor to 4?
Yep. It's going fast.
Across 2 conflicts.
And now it's like dishonor somebody, assassinate, and a couple of backhanded compliments away.
Yep.
1 undefended. All right, they're going into cleanup.
Mike, it looks like it's going to claim the favor here. Oh, no, sorry. He has the standing favored niece, which is 2. So, Brandon is going to retain it. Yeah, it's a 2/2 with 2 glory.
So it is?
Yep.
It's got a good ability, though.
Oh, the ability's amazing for this
card
deck,
filtering.
Which really just needs to hunt for, the specific cards it needs to kill the opponent.
And limit twice per round, too. It's crazy.
Yep.
As if it wasn't good enough.
And I think just right at the end there, he alibi artist after the alibi artist left play. But like I said, they're playing fast, and they know each other, so they're definitely forgiving of some sequencing.
All right. So
issues.
What's that guy? That's the you can boost Bushi stats person in Lion, and I can never remember what it's called.
Akoma Sanuri, TSANUR.
There we go. This is why I needed to do this not alone. Not that I don't know. It's not going to get bought necessarily. So yeah, there's Matsusuko getting bought.
With nothing? Oh, that's a huge risk. Oh, he had a dupe. Okay. That's not as bad, but it's still not great.
And
I mean, Brandon's buying.
But he's not more honorable. Is he? 4 to 4.
Yeah, he's not more honorable, but
5.
Matsusuko has good stats.
4 to 5. Yeah, is he
Yep.
just looking for his like Way of the Lion smash
Yeah,
mash?
I think he just needs to break things quickly. But at this point, I think he honestly should be slowing down. He should be defending conflicts. He should be trying to just keep his guys neutral, things like that. This is one of those decks where it's very important to recognize that almost everyone is not the beatdown versus it, right? Meaning you're not the aggressive player. You need to outlast the Scorpion's ability to throw a bunch of dishonor at you. And that means passing conflicts and defending everything.
Right. Which feels bad, especially in a
Oh,
tournament.
terrible.
I mean, I'm conditioned to do it in Dragon, to do it for a turn or two, but then after that, it feels pretty rough to start passing conflicts.
Yep.
We see.
Yeah, you're leaving fate on the table, ring effects, but
a couple all and nothings in Brandon's hand, which is pretty standard practice these days, I guess, for going after the void. Someone says, "I don't care. I care about air ring and earth ring," and then turns into the air ring.
Yep. Although I know he has moved off of all and nothing in his current deck list, which he published on Facebook, so I'm not going to feel like too bad about discussing it. But his thought being that, especially like you can see it in a case like this, the Void Ring both removes a body from the board and in many, many cases costs the opponent an honor when you take it. Because the characters who are leaving play are almost always dishonored. So right. He moved off all and nothing. I forget what for, but I'm sure that was something good.
Mike going water to bow the liar, I guess.
Liar and the
niece can be
favored niece would both be bowed.
Right. Is he all three here? That was a secret cache.
Did he? Yeah, did he all in that?
I think so.
Wow.
And also, yeah, like the no defense is going to be a challenge. He's already spent 2 of his ambushers. Looking at his hand, he's filtering it for us. We got a Legion of 1, which is off. He pulled something to the front.
That was Akoma and Akazu.
Oh, the angry dude.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still going to be rough. I mean, like, so we saw Brandon is now doing his secret cache pull.
This is the angry dude.
One of them was a display of power. So if Brandon takes the display, no defense this, loses a secret cache, something gets bowed by LPB, he displays the water ring and stands it, and he gets 2 undefended, one undefended conflict after Anakazu.
Yeah. Right. And he's holding the fate to play him, right? He's got 6 there.
Yep.
So here is the Lion's Pride Brawler.
Yep.
Actually deciding to bow the one with fate on it, the Illusionist.
Yep, because the water ring can hit it otherwise.
And we're pointing to Matsusuko for something.
He's using her ability, which he can't.
He can't.
I
don't know if he is
just so used to being more honorable. Now, I think he might be. Let's see. No, because Brandon hasn't taken his action yet.
Yeah, I mean, he just touched the card.
Yep.
So Brandon didn't actually want to defend that at all because Akoto Makoto's in the conflict and it would have killed off somebody.
Well, he could have defended with the Illusionist, who's a Shugenja.
Right.
But yeah, still not great.
Oh, it's not a courtier.
Right.
Yeah, it's just an air Shugenja.
And even then, what do you get out of the defense, really, right?
There is the Mark of Shame. Yeah, at this point, one break. I don't know. Does Brandon care about one break at this point? Or that would be the second break.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be down 2 breaks, but okay, so he did use Suko's ability incorrectly there because he just paid 4 fate but put 2 on Anakazu. So he's treating his cost as reduced by 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, because Brandon's got
Oh,
5.
I think Brandon might be pointing this out. Oh, no. Nope. They just are not. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay.
forgot the gate.
Well, that's one mistake.
So Lion's Pride Brawler to bow the favored niece.
No, that was the water ring.
Oh, what? Yeah, right. Right. We already talked about this. The illusionist got hit by that. Wait, what? Okay, he's changing his mind again.
Interesting.
Everything is shuffling around. The
Yeah.
righteous magistrate got ditched, which is good for Mike if he actually wants to chase an air ring.
Yep.
Because otherwise you just defend with the righteous magistrate next turn. And you can't. Or wait, it's actually, is that while it's defending, players cannot gain or lose honor? Can you not? What's the timing on the air ring? Actually,
Yeah, it is still defending when the ring resolves, so it blanks
it's
the air ring.
right. It's defending until it goes home, right? Which is the very last step.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
like bow and go home.
So Brandon is looking for a kill here, I think. Anakazu is a 3/3. So we'd have to go in political, most likely, and find some way to debuff Anakazu. Like, well, just dishonoring him actually would do it. So a Way of the Scorpion, a Force Shame, or something. And then he would only need 2 backhandeds in hand. He also has not used the second favored niece ability, which I think is a bad sign for Mike, because it means he has what he thinks he.
Yeah, he doesn't even need anything yet.
Yep.
So this is at a pilgrimage, or?
Yep. He just took the fade off it. Allows him to either mark of shame or display.
No.
So.
Well, the province. It's a pilgrimage, I think.
Yes. Yeah, it's pilgrimage, but what he's saying here is I don't care about the ring result.
Oh, Brandon.
Yep. Because obviously, I mean, he's swinging with 3 total skill. He is winning, but
there's Legion of 1.
Legion of 1 says no.
I mean, firing still dishonors somebody, right?
No, not because he pilgrimage is going to cancel it.
Oh, that's true. Yes, he's not breaking it.
So he pitches a court games, it looks like, to the favored niece to draw a card. But he did get another fate, so he could mark of shame the LPB, backhand, and win.
We see an assassination sitting at the top of Brandon's hand.
Yep.
Nothing assassinatable though right now.
Yeah, and there's no way to start a conflict at this point either.
There's Adept of the Shadows.
So he's going to go for the undefended air ring here instead.
Going for the air ring. Undefended,
Yep.
2 backhandeds. There it is. Right.
Okay.
So,
wow.
He just showed that was fast. Yep. So backhanded compliment, doing the last little bit of work there, and air ring and an undefense.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that really was just a case of misidentifying who is who's on the aggressive stance there. Mike was playing like he had to kill Brandon before something.
I mean, how else does Lion play? Isn't that just what Lion's MO? I don't know.
That's how it is in most matchups, but sorry if you can hear some fireworks outside. Apparently my neighbors decided to set them off.
I can. That's awesome. It's great.
Anyway,
good for podcasting.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. Peaking those meters. But yeah, Brandon's deck is more aggressive than even the fastest unicorn deck. Like unicorn decks have to sit there and do nothing while this scorpion deck gasses itself out. So, I think that's worth noting is just that is like probably the most important thing to know going into that.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right. Well, I guess before we make everybody's ears bleed with fireworks,
Sorry.
we'll cut out. So stay tuned for Swiss Round 4 coming up soon, hopefully. Bye, everybody.
Cool. Bye.